Welcome to a presentation on Power Up for Success, an experiential training program for transformation. Futurist Joel Barker has said that a paradigm colors your view of the world. It's a set of assumptions, concepts, values, practices, and ways of looking at something, a view that influences and constitutes a way of seeing what the viewer considers reality. When you look at the world through a particular paradigm, you have a frame of reference for the way you think things are. Everything in your world is colored by that view. As you can see by this slide, this is a view of Nigeria through the current paradigm. But what else could be possible? To answer that question, PPLD introduces their revolutionary new training, Power Up for Success. Power Up for Success begins with a video that gives participants the experience of how powerfully paradigms influence our behavior as human beings, and how changing one's paradigms can indeed change one's experience of what is possible in life. For change to come to Nigeria, we must change our current paradigm from one of poverty, lack of integrity, an environment of undue tolerance, resignation, and make do, to one of transformation, satisfaction, and can do. That is what the Power Up training program is all about. In this program, participants will learn how to transform their current paradigm of suffering and to truly create a new paradigm for Africa that calls forth the creativity, teamwork, entrepreneurial spirit, prosperity, and happiness that is every Nigerian's God-given right. By using experiential exercises, challenges, and activities, this training allows participants to use all their senses, visual, auditory, and kinesthetic, to learn. The modules of learning in this training are geared to the adult learner and emphasize self-discovery as the learning process. This assures the greatest probability for long-term retention of material and reinforces the ability of participants to form new, more empowering, and effective work and personal habits. Any kind of large-scale change for companies, organizations, or countries rests on a training program's ability to transform the way individuals think and act. And it can begin with one person championing that change. One person can shift the perception of others, like a team of individuals, committed to the same change, by altering a culture, a business, or a system. One person shifting the way they see things and the actions they take can alter the course of destiny and cause others to see that one person does make a difference. Leonard E. Read, founder of the Foundation for Economic Education, the first modern think tank in the U.S., and author of 29 books and hundreds of essays, once said every significant movement in history has been led by one or just a few individuals with a small minority of energetic supporters. The Power Up training program is the beginning of that movement here in Nigeria. In Africa, the culture, hearts, and minds of her citizens are mired in the past and operate in a reactive mode. All human beings are literally programmed to react to circumstances. Even if the environment seems unbearable, unworkable, or oppressive, we put up with it and continue to struggle within it because we're genetically programmed to survive. Only when survival is threatened do individuals change their behavior as a reactive measure so they can survive the current circumstances. Then, invariably, they return to the old way of behaving. Here's how it works. Something happens, and human beings react to it. Then something else happens, and we react to that. In this way, we experience each day as a repetition of the last. Because our view of life is seen from a paradigm of the past, we have an inability to see a new way of looking at things. or a path to altering the way we experience our current circumstances or our lives. That's why we continue to react without considering possible different alternatives. However, we do have the ability to be touched, moved, or inspired by something that causes us to view circumstances differently and to act differently. When we are not reacting from fear or survival, when we act from a creative, dynamic, inspired present, rather than in a reactive, survival, or fear-based mode, we can change the world. That's where true transformation occurs. That's the good news. It does happen. Just as the Wright brothers, Mandela, Gandhi, Bill Gates, and millions of other creative individuals have seen something no one else could see, dreamed what no one else dreamed, and inspired others to see the same possibilities they saw, we too can create those kinds of breakthroughs. They changed the world we live in today, creating better lives for everyone, and so can we. This training program, created by Purpose, Power, and Lifestyle Design, has a solution to stopping the societal despondency that comes from the feelings of resignation and inability to design a great future. In this program, participants engage in activities, exercises, and experiences that let them see life through a different paradigm, one of power, of taking responsibility for their own purpose by working together to create a new lifestyle design. They will create a new world of possibility for themselves. They will, as individuals and part of a team, change their own environment and alter the future they now see as possible. It begins with each individual taking a stand for a change and then taking actions consistent with the change they wish to see. For instance, giving a helping hand to a colleague in difficulty, knowing that the success of one translates to the success for all, instead of needless competition and attempts at making oneself feel and appear superior. Once that happens, others do the same. This drives a behavior of change and generates the transformational ideas, systems, and breakthroughs that will mark our destiny for many lifetimes. Change is not always easy or predictable, but it is always inspiring. It begins with one person who sees a possibility and communicates it to others so that it changes the course of destiny for them and hundreds of thousands of others who follow, navigating life with optimism, joy, and fulfillment that before had appeared unattainable. I invite you to take a moment here to consider your current circumstances and think about what would make a difference in your organization, your community, and your world. Look for yourself. What in your company would you change if you could? What improvements would you make if you had the partnership of your entire staff? And what transformations would you want to see? Of course, this kind of change doesn't occur overnight. Inspiring people to behave differently requires more than a simple conversation or one inspiring creative idea. People need to experience a sense of meaning, a sense of belonging to something bigger than themselves, something that compels them to act and think differently than they ever have in the past. The Power Up training is conducted in a truly unique manner, and because of that, provides an extraordinary level of retention after the training ends. It's conducted over the course of 6 weeks, meeting 1 day per week, allowing participants to bring the learning into their lives and their work environment on a daily basis. Then, when they come together once a week, they receive coaching on the results they produced in their assignments between sessions. They discover how to improve the application of what they learned and how to continue to embed the knowledge, and most importantly, create new habits that will last a lifetime. Because of the transformational nature of the program, the results occur over time and not in 1 or 2 days, as is the case with most ordinary training programs. And that's what the Power Up for Success training program is all about. Just as the PPLD Training Center was transformed from a used-up hulk of a building into a first-class training facility, the Power Up program creates transformation. It's not a business as usual, learn how to fix a motor kind of training. It's training that causes new paradigms of thinking, a change in relationship building, taking responsibility, acting with confidence, courage, determination, and empathy, a transformation in personal and professional integrity, authentic communication, and systems thinking. All of these lead to bottom line results for individuals, corporations, and for Nigeria. Transformation works for buildings and for people. Some of the things our participants report are increased self confidence, broadened horizons, and a clearer, more defined purpose, with power to be who they want to be and the source of their own achievements in life. In this training, participants bring integrity, personal effectiveness, leadership, trust, and ethics. They develop skills in visionary thinking for themselves and the economy. And they learn what it's like to create a powerful team of colleagues and partners who can transform the economy and bring back the glory that is possible for a nation now suffering from resignation, degradation, and powerlessness. Often from our participants, we hear how they have improved their ability to see the big picture of things, that they now have a practical set of principles that supports them to succeed, and that they have an enormous clarity of purpose and an ability to experience teamwork and work better with others. It's time to take the first step forward in transforming the work ethics of this nation. Find out more today about the Power Up for Success training program. It's designed to work for you personally and professionally, and to empower your people to create a paradigm of hope, prosperity, and happiness for each and every Nigerian. Contact us today and take the first step to moving your organization forward into a new, more prosperous future. Thank you for your attention and your time.